So what's the right best property that I should invest in? And this question comes to me a lot on YouTube, WhatsApp, and every time I'm at a party and people want to find out that I'm in real estate. Before I get to the answer or the debate, show reel. Okay, welcome back. So I get asked this question a lot, either on YouTube or sometimes in person, or if I'm at a party, people will ask me, okay, so what's the best property that I should invest in, right? And it varies because some people have 500,000 dirhams to invest, some people have 2 million dirhams to invest, some people have 10 million, and some people have 20 million. Obviously, the end objective everybody has is to somehow take this to, right, double, triple, etc., quadruple your money, right? Everybody wants to do that. Now, what I want you to do is, just today I was having this discussion with one of my clients who's engaged with me, and he was asking me and he was saying, like, look, Fahd, like, you know, sometimes I feel like perhaps I'm going too over emotional with the purchase. Maybe I should just be unemotional and buy this 1 or 2 bedroom in this particular area, particular community, and be done with, and that'll be the investment. And I explained something to him. I said, look, when you're looking to invest in a property, there's always the right property for the right person. There is no right property for everyone. And I'll explain as I go into this. I'll explain what do I mean by this. Based on who you are, there's always going to be this one right property where you're intellectually convinced, your heart is convinced, and your soul is convinced, right? And that could be a property that's slightly luxurious, or that could be a property that's in the affordable category. There isn't, in my personal opinion, there isn't one particular property that's the give all and end all for everybody. And let me compare and give you a little few examples so that you'll understand where I'm coming from. Okay, let's get this right. Okay, so if you're an investor and you're looking to invest in a property in Dubai, let's understand the different areas, different criteria, different asset classes that you would be able to invest in. Let's leave commercial and office space and hotel investments and schools, so on, and shops and retail, etc., out of the equation for now. Let's just focus and consider residential. Okay, simple math. Okay, let's understand this. If you're looking to buy luxury, in a prime area, so on and so forth, high-end finishing, generally speaking, you're going to pay top dollar, right? You have to pay to actually purchase that, because the price of the property encompasses the location, the finishes, the amenities around that area, the road, the infrastructure, and so on and so forth. The affordable category, you're going to pay less. Okay, so let's say 2.5 times. Okay, so, and the low price, you might be paying 1.5. Okay, so 2.5 times here and 1.5 times here. Now, okay, people ask me, right, what's the best place that I should invest in? Well, how much money do you have? Right? Perhaps the low priced area is a good investment for you to start off with. Perhaps it's affordable, perhaps it's luxury. Now, I have an answer, kind of like a solution towards the end. Like, if you have this much money, doesn't mean always that you have to go for the lowest priced, because I'm going to give you a solution. Okay, and what else should you understand about this? Okay, if you're looking at luxury, it's always going to be prime location. If you're looking at affordable, this could be central or away from prime. And then if you're looking at low priced options, you should know that, you know, it's going to be a little bit of an average location. Remember the idiom or the maxim that says real estate is always about location, location, location? Well, guess what? If you want to go absolute prime, you're going to pay top dollar. If you can stick around to the main areas or central and a little bit further away, you might get away with not having to pay top dollar, but you'll pay less. And if you go to the absolute average location, perhaps depending on how much money you have, maybe that's all you got right now, okay? You're gonna have to pay to purchase a luxury property, because a luxury property generally is in an area where all the amenities are there, the infrastructure is there, the location's prime. So to purchase a property in the luxury area, you're going to have to pay a higher premium, okay? Whereas in affordable property, you'll pay less of a premium, generally speaking, and over here you might not pay a premium, okay? Now, there are exceptions to this rule, right? So in the luxury category, you might be paying a premium except if it's a direct launch from a developer and perhaps they've underpriced it, or if it's a new developer in a prime location, so that if you purchase their off-plan product, you might be able to get away with paying a less of a premium. Again, in the affordable category, you might pay less premium except if the apartment or the property in the less premium away from the prime location property is a super quality, right? So you're going to be still paying a premium, okay? Guess what? Over here, if you're looking to sell, this place is going to be super liquid, okay? So the low priced assets are super liquid, super fast. Why? Because there's a large pool. So let's consider this a pool of buyers, okay? So let's consider that the pool of buyers is a large pool of buyers who have this amount of money saved up, and they're going to be jumping at the opportunity to purchase a property from you if you just reduce it by 5 or 10,000 dirhams, which is approximately $1,500 to $2,000, okay? So that's just the reality. This place is liquid, but it's less liquid if my spellings are almost right, compared to this place, because the pool of buyers here is going to be slightly less, right? Because remember, you need to pay more. And this, I'm not going to say illiquid, but let's just say less liquid, okay? Essentially speaking, it's a very simple equation. The pool of buyers is even smaller over here, right? So that's the pool of buyers, essentially speaking, okay? Makes sense? Okay. We're gonna get into service charges, okay? Service charges over here are going to be very high, so generally speaking, because you're maintaining very high. Service charges here are going to be average, and service charges here are going to be low. So guess what, right? You paid low, service charges are low. You pay more, service charges are more, because you're maintaining a luxury property, right? Like think about ultra luxury where there's a valet available to take your guest's car, your car. Think about luxury like the address boulevard or the address locations, right? People pay and live in these properties because they love the lifestyle, so they don't really care about this, right? But if you're an investor, you might want to think about this. Check this out. Now, as I was speaking, you're probably thinking, hey, maybe, I'm going to pay average premium here, no premium here. It's very liquid. Service charges are low. I'm going to give you a few other facets to think about when you're looking at investment, okay? Check this out. Property management. Let's talk about here, okay? Property management. Now, the one benefit you will have with a luxury property in a prime area, you will be able to Airbnb it. You will be able to property manage it, and it's going to be okay. You manage the property here as well. But now something I want to raise as not a concern, but a point for you to consider and understand, okay? All of these, obviously, real estate, a lot of people say it's passive, just invest and sleep. It doesn't work like that, okay? You still have to be quite actively involved because you're managing a customer that's living in your business, which is your property, okay? Essentially speaking, you can Airbnb your property in the luxury category. It's much easier. In the affordable category, you can also do it. It's a little bit difficult because, people like to be near prime areas such as downtown, beach, so on and so forth. Whereas in the affordable segment, you still can, but it's going to be a little bit challenging, okay? And the low priced, you still could, more challenging, right? But now I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on what kind of tenant you can expect, okay? The tenants in the affordable category are the best tenants. The best tenants. Why do I say that? Generally speaking, people in the affordable category are the middle class, okay? Generally speaking, I'm just giving you my experience. The middle class generally doesn't like to ruffle feathers. They like to follow the rules. I want to say obey the rules, but let's say follow the rules, right? So if you tell them, hey, listen, if you don't give me a notice 2 months prior to renewal, then I'm going to automatically renew your tenancy contract at the price that I've set at. They're going to pretty much follow the rule and tell you 2 months in advance, okay? They're just going to follow the rules. If you tell them, look, there's noise complaints from the building management, please can you keep things down? They're going to follow it. First of all, you're not going to get any noise complaints from this category, okay, of tenant, okay? The tenant here is going to be a challenge. We have just vacated a property and the tenant was not paying on time, wanted to continue living in the property or subleasing it. We don't know what they were doing, but they were not paying on time, and the condition that the property was left in was horrendous, right? Like the deposit, if we had a deposit from them, would not even actually cover the condition they left it in. Like, what can I say? You might get a good tenant here if you're going to scrutinize. So this was a property that our company was not managing. We inherited the property. It was being managed by somebody else, and the tenant was put in by somebody else. So they didn't do proper due diligence, and they ended up with a tenant which was so, okay? In the luxury category, you can get good and bad tenant, okay? The luxury category attracts people who are, generally known to get their way. Like, I can say I'm also sometimes like that. I want to have things my way, and I try to be as best as possible fair-minded, okay? So if you've got a good tenant and you're treating them well, and they want things their way, that's fine. That's not a big deal. That's awesome. That's amazing. But if they're not a great tenant, but they still want things their way, people in the luxury category, they're going to try to push because they're not used to hearing no. So you're going to have a very strong property manager managing the property, kind of like explaining the rules and getting things done in the right way. I've had some experiences with people here as well. You have to be very firm as well as professional, and you're not able to, like, I remember somebody in the luxury category one time, this was 6 or 7 years ago, literally threatened my partner who was on the phone. He said, I had to go and do this and this and this, I'm gonna kill you. Like, he literally said that. So I had to take the phone away from my partner, and then I spoke to him. I said, could you repeat what you just said? And obviously he wouldn't repeat, but he calmed down because I explained the situation to him. But you got to be very firm and professional over here to be able to manage them, okay? Service charges are one thing, but maintenance is completely different. Let's put this in red. Maintenance here, cost of maintenance is going to be high here. Maintenance here is going to be average, and maintenance here will be a little bit low, okay? So that's something you want to keep in mind, okay? It's going to be average maintenance here. It's going to be high here because, sometimes these apartments come fully furnished with white goods. Now these white goods don't get fixed cheap, right? So if you need to fix them, you gotta pay specialist companies to come and replace them, right? Some of these refrigerators are built in, so that you can't just essentially go to Carrefour and say, okay, give me this refrigerator, my tenants have got a problem, I need to replace it. You gotta go to the specialist manufacturers who build the built-in refrigerators. Obviously things are now easier because a lot of stuff is available online, but trust me, 5-6 years ago you had to go searching for these solutions and find them. Now, you know, this all said, essentially speaking, the idea is for you to understand that this could be based on this good for some people, for some people based on this is good, and some people based on this is good. Now the idea is, this is my recommendation, okay, that what you should be doing is you should be trying to purchase value. Let's do it in green. You should be trying to purchase value with a little bit of here and a little bit of here, okay? Try to get some stuff from here and some stuff from here. A few points I want to make to you is like, look, studio gets tenants who stay the shortest, 1 bed, or after that then the 2 beds. I've seen in 2 beds people might stay for 2 years plus. 3 beds, I've noticed sometimes they will stay for 5 years plus, okay? So this one has the least amount of churn in terms of tenant, whereas this one has the most amount of churn in terms of tenant. Why? Because people move to Dubai. After they've found their feet, they want to move up, and sometimes they get married, sometimes mother's visiting, and they want to move up to a 1 bed. And then sometimes a husband and a wife are 1+1, but as soon as they get a child, they want to move into a 2 bed. 2 bed generally in Dubai will keep your tenants for about 2 years. 3 beds might keep them for 5 years. Now because townhouse rents have come down tremendously, some 3-bed tenants moved to townhouses when they could afford it and the location made sense. Now, ideally speaking, when you're looking to invest, what you're looking to do is you're trying to get value on both sides, okay? What do I mean by this, right? So if you're somebody who likes luxury and likes premium and don't want to go cheap, what would you do, right? You would still look at decent prime locations, look to not pay a premium, negotiate, but at the same time, you wouldn't go so ultra luxury that you're in this corner of, now, can you see this? If you're in this corner, you're gonna pay all this amount of money, right? What ideally you'd like to do is you'd like to be somewhere in the middle here, right? So you pay three times instead of 4 times, right? The dollar sign just reflects how much money you're paying. Then again, if you're on this side, you know, don't try to go here and go super cheap. Try to buy value and maybe add if you can, and try to get a little bit. And I'll give you a very clear example of this, okay? One of my friends looking at some studios, etc., was like, I'll give you a real example. If you go to International City, I think you can purchase a studio less than 200,000 dirhams, or approximately 210, 220,000. But if you go to a few communities that are now already established, there are like Rimram, Town Square, stuff like that, you could perhaps purchase a studio for 250, 260, 270. That 60,000 dirhams extra, if you can manage that, it's going to get you a better tenant, to be honest with you, and you will have peace of mind, and the resale value would be better. But you didn't go all the way here, you didn't go all the way here, so you're trying to find a balance. Does that make sense? Okay, look, if you haven't, press the subscribe button, press the bell icon, hit the like button, because it does something to the algorithm, and then others can benefit from this video. If you've got comments or questions, hit me up in the comment section. Ciao for now. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. My name again is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14+ years. I started in 2006 in Toronto, Canada, and since 2007 I've been doing this in Dubai. I generally talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path to allowing financial bliss coming to us. If you want to work with me, such as buy a property in Dubai, or you need general advice, you can hit me up on in the contact form below. If you've liked this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, press the bell icon, and hit the like button and share it with other friends. Ciao for now.